In today's wrap-up, 2 more patients die of COVID-19. Georgia and Russia will provide Armenian freight with the green zone. Karabakh's elections will take place tomorrow, with some observers refusing to monitor the election. A newly passed law will allow citizens' phone data to be accessed to track down contacts of COVID-19 patients. And Armenian banks have agreed to suspend loan repayments for some families and businesses. Health Minister Vardan Petrosyan has announced that 2 more COVID-19 patients have died. A 73-year-old man and a 55-year-old woman with underlying health conditions died at the Nork Infectious Diseases Hospital, bringing the total number of COVID-19 related deaths in Armenia to 3. Today, the Health Ministry announced that 58 more cases had been confirmed, bringing the total number of cases to 482. Moreover, 6 soldiers in total have tested positive for COVID-19. The latest positively tested servicemen were already isolated and were connected to the first confirmed case in the military. Georgia and Russia will provide a green zone for Armenian cargo at the Upper Lars checkpoint on the Georgian-Russian border. Armenia's Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan held a late evening meeting with Armenian importers and exporters to announce that agreements had been reached with the Russian and Georgian Prime Ministers to ease the passage of cargo to Armenia. Armenia closed all its borders due to the coronavirus outbreak. Coupled with the closing of the Upper Lars crossing, concerns were raised about the prospect of supply shortages in Armenia. This guarantee by Georgia and Russia will mean a much-needed lifeline to Armenia will be open to Armenian freight. Presidential and parliamentary elections in Nagorno-Karabakh are due tomorrow on March 31st. Criticism has been levied against the authorities in Stepanakert for holding an election during a pandemic. Although no cases have been reported in Karabakh, Foreign Minister Masih Ismailyan and several other presidential candidates have called for the election to be postponed. Furthermore, an Armenian election observer group has stated it will not monitor the election out of fear of the virus. Karabakh authorities have announced that election observers will have medical screenings before entering the territory, as well as before entering polling stations. An unprecedented presidential debate in Karabakh was live-streamed on Sunday evening on local TV. Whilst most of the candidates exchanged accusations, they shared a unified approach when the question came to a Nagorno-Karabakh conflict settlement, as well as strengthening the economy and the army to preserve Karabakh's security and independence. Armenia's government has passed a law that allows authorities to tap into people's phone data during a state of emergency in order to track down those who have been in contact with coronavirus patients. The law may mean phone networks need to provide information to authorities, including the location of users. And finally, thousands of businesses and individuals will be provided with financial relief by commercial banks who will delay loan payments due to the pandemic. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan stated that 97,000 individuals and 3,400 businesses will have their loan payments restructured due to the economic downturn. Pashinyan also stated that a $300 million stimulus package and utility companies agreeing to allow struggling families to postpone their payments will provide citizens with a safety net against the economic consequences of the pandemic. Civilnet's Tatul Hagopyan strongly criticized the Karabakh authorities for not postponing the elections due to the pandemic. Hagopyan also slammed Armenia's government and Prime Minister for not pushing Karabakh's government to reschedule the election. Hagopyan speculated whether political calculations forced Pashinyan and his team to not push for a delay. Hagopyan called this a collective sense of irresponsibility on the part of Armenia and Karabakh's governments, as well as the presidential wannabes.